Hey YouTube, welcome back. Today we're starting a new project here at the homestead, the house. As you can see right here, this is my wellhead. It's on this little bit of an island that kind of separates my driveway. Just a bit of a public space from over here, which is sort of my backyard, which is a very private space. That's where I have the stone fruit orchard over there. And far off where you see the post or the poles sticking on the ground, that's the beginnings of the vineyard that I put in. And of course, over here to my left or behind me is the house. But today we're here to talk about this spot and this pile of stone that I just took. This is all field stone I've picked out of this property for the last 4 years. And every time I walk around, if I see a stone, I pull it out, and it's super tiring and exhausting, and people laugh at me for doing it. In fact, I'm gonna do it right now where I just found a stone. And I make piles. And I consolidate the piles into the huge mountain you've probably seen in the yard. A lot of it was done by excavator when we had to do some foundation work. But this pile of stone is going to transform into a dry stack well, decorative, around the actual cast iron or whatever it is wellhead here. So this should actually become a bit of a feature in preparation for my plans for this spring, because I can't really do a lot of construction like I intended to do to finish up some things like the garage. It's just right now in New York, they're kind of, we should not be hanging out in large groups doing construction. However, a small group, one person, stacking stone, is something that can be done outside in fresh air. So take a shot at this, and I've studied it quite a bit. I've done some amateur dry stack walling in the past, but I'm going to be watching this guy from a very safe distance with respirators on and the whole thing, or at least I'll be wearing a respirator, to pick up some tips and tricks. And I want to see if we can turn this pile of free material plus the labor into something decorative and really pleasant to look at. And if it works out well, I have several of these projects in mind to do that I think would be really nice for decorative stuff around the property. So hopefully this will be the start of a really good working relationship. Maybe a little later today, after the foundation's done, I'll take a quick video, and then, if not, I'll take one at the end of the day when I can show you what 1 day worth of stone walling progress looks like. So yeah, this is the start. We'll check back in. And here we are back 1 day later. You can see that it's about 1.5 feet tall. This is a 2-foot diameter dry stack stone well that's going around, around the actual wellhead. That is my my water well. So, you go through an awful lot of stone. As you can see here, the entire pile that was here yesterday was burned up, and this is actually a third pile that's been dropped next to it that's gone through. So it'll probably take all of what's left, and then maybe one other load, just to give some option for the stone waller to pick the stones that he prefers for fit. It's better to have too much and be able to pick easily what you want than to try to have to shape every single stone. It's coming out pretty good. Seems very stable so far. We'll see how it goes when we get the rest of it finished later today. The pile to the left, as you can see, some of the really flat ones are being set aside as capstones. There's some other flat ones in the pile. And the capstones obviously are the ones that go on the very, very top and help shed water off the top without letting it go down between. But even if water gets in there, it should work quite well stability wise, because it's stacked very nicely and has lots of harding in the middle. Harding is the material that you kind of break up and drop in the center. That just interlocks everything and keeps it from moving. So just a little example of what the progress looks like on something like this. Again, it's not super tall, it's not super big, but to do it properly and get it really, really stable, that's, a solid 6 to 7 hours at least of stone walling with 3 tractor buckets full of stone. So that's just a sense. We'll come back and I'll film it at the end of today. The mason's supposed to be coming back to finish this up, so hopefully the next part of this video will show the finished product. All right, thanks for watching. All right, welcome back YouTube. It's the 13th of May. This is the second day of construction on this project that I've been showing you in this multi-part video series. And I just want to introduce you to the mason and have him tell a little bit about what he's doing here on the project and how he learned this stuff and all those things. So go ahead and introduce yourself.
Thanks, Eli. Hey everybody, I'm George Harrar. I grew up in Dutchess County, New York, and I've been around the country, a couple other countries as well, studying masonry and mainly just focusing on the stipulations and the rules, guidelines that are given by the Stone Trust, which originated in England, and now, fortunately for us, is in the U.S. So, yeah, here we go. A little stone wall covering this well pipe cover, and just trying to do it the right way. Every third stone, do tiebacks running into the wall, breaking running bonds, and trying to do a proper job.
Can you show an example of what a tieback looks like on this, just for the folks at home?
Yeah, sure. So a tieback is when a stone, instead of putting a stone like this, nice and heavy, to cover up a bunch of more square footage, you turn it into the wall, kind of like this one is.
Ah, very nice.
Yeah, and then all your harding on the backside, you make it level, and you put it into the backside of the wall. But those tiebacks ensure that the wall doesn't fall apart after 30 or 40 years. It'll take more like 100, hopefully.
Nice. And the harding, again, that's the term you use for all the little chips that go on the inside, right? It's
yeah,
fill
all these
for
little
leveling?
chips, you stick it to the backside, filling up the corners. You want to have 3 points of contact on every stone, and then fill in around the sides.
So it's obviously a very labor-intensive job. It takes a lot of concentration and patience. And how long have you been working on this project?
Yeah, well, this one, we have, it's 4 feet in diameter, and it started yesterday. So trying to impress Eli.
And this is, what would you say, about 4 loads of stone we brought from tractor buckets, I would say?
Yeah, I
Something
would
like
say
that.
Probably about 2 yards of stone we have here.
Yeah, well, it's looking really good, and I want to just thank you, because we're going to come back at the end after you've finished everything. I'll take another final video when you've got the rest of the course kind of run up, and then when we get the very top stones, you want to mention those real quickly, what those are called?
Thanks. Yeah, so we have capstones, and just as you would if you're doing a stone wall that has 90-degree sides, you would save all the cornerstones for the end. But these are our capstones, just stones that are nice and flat. This one has some quartz in it. There's all these nice little special blue stones and red stones from the property. So we're going to fill in between the cracks of these nice flat stones that are going to go on the very top, and it's going to look mystical and beautiful and represent this amazing property.
Amazerful. It's going to look great. Can't wait to see it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Welcome back, YouTube. So this is an update at the end of the day from the previous segment that I shot with the mason. So just showing this is kind of where a full day brought us. As you can see, just about to the top course with some of the capstones being laid at this point. So their material separated out. We'll make good capstones for the most part. And yeah, about one more day left, but wall clock time, it'll be a couple of days before you can come back. He's got another job he's got to work on. So just wanted to shoot that quick update. We'll come back when it's all done.